Okay, so welcome to something strange. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I saw this game on Steam just now. And I mean, like, it's not, I have never heard of this game before about 10 minutes ago. But I opened up the store page of Steam. I saw this game, the Roottrees are dead. Sometimes I just randomly click on games and I just look at them. I saw it had overwhelmingly positive reviews, and I saw it was a detective game. It looks like it had some cool mechanics in that, like, you use the in-game internet or whatever to find clues. And it had been compared to games like Obra Dinn, Curse of the Obra Dinn, and Blueprints. I'm not expecting it to be necessarily like those games, but I'm just saying, like, that's sort of the vibe that some people got. And like, to me, I like games with that vibe. I loved Blueprints. I played all of, like, the main, like, until the credits of Blueprints on this channel. I know there's a lot more to the game than that. I did play a lot more of the game not on this channel. Just in my spare time. And I never finished everything, so I don't know all of the stuff. I one day maybe I can go back and try to finish everything, but I was getting to the point where it was very difficult to find the final things that I had to find. But Obra Dinn I did finish. I remember I played that with my friend who was a big fan of Obra Dinn, and he was like, he wanted to watch me play it, and so he did. He watched me play the whole thing. And so yeah, I did finish that game and I enjoyed that a lot. There are some things that I was iffy on in the game, but for the most part I enjoyed it a lot. So again, I know nothing about this game other than what I just saw on the store page. So I don't even know how long it is, which is why I don't know if I would do, if I would finish this game or not on this channel. But I think, like, right now I'm just gonna start playing it, and if I enjoy it enough, I'll post this video. And then if I post this video, maybe I'd play more of the game. I'm not sure. I think my plan, because I think I read about this, is the Roottrees are dead in Roottrees Mania. I think Roottrees Mania is like an extra game on top of it, like an extra story. So, and from what I saw from people, it was like Roottrees Mania is good, but the Roottrees are dead is like, that's the real shit. So my only plan right now is to do the Roottrees are dead. I might do a Roottrees Mania, but let's not commit myself to that right now. I'm just planning to do the Roottrees are dead right now. I think I read on the Steam page that this was like a browser game that, like, was very popular, and so they made it into a Steam game. December 6th, 1998. Now I'm not super smart, so we'll figure this out.
Just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees
are dead. Okay.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees company's lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy tree, as it were.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order. Oldest, youngest. Examine my evidence. Search the internet for clues. Fill in the names, fill in the occupations, fill in the photos. Sleuth. Okay. Fun. Okay, so I need to find out the Roottrees sisters, who's the oldest, who's the youngest, what their occupations and names are. And one of them has a spouse. One of them is married. Okay. Got milk picture. The person who hired you gave this photo with the note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottree is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Oh. I just, okay, great. I got pictures of them. Anything else I can get pictures of? Anyway, nice. All right. Close. List of names. This list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up to your door. You needed to fill in the family tree. Women. Okay, I mean, there's a bunch of Roottrees here. What is this list from? Okay. Great. Well, we have pictures, but I don't know who the youngest and eldest and stuff are yet. I don't know if that's it's gonna fuck me over. Okay, welcome. Welcome to the Information Superhighway. Thanks for purchasing the PC. The PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer or burn a music CD to listen to later. There's history. Delicious. They're inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. Got it. I'm just like curious on everything right now. Okay. Classic dial-up sound. I was 1 year old when this game was taking place. Okay, spider search. That's just great. You can create notes quickly by highlighting text with your mouse. Sorry, this text cannot be highlighted. Okay. Can I just do that? What the fuck? The first few pages are filled with news results about the plane crash. Besides that, there are countless advertisements and conversations about the various products made by the Roottrees Candy Corporation. Most articles mention Carl Roottree. Highlight. Okay, so then can I do like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Copy, paste. Wow, I know that's like such a simple. I think this can be really, really interesting. President of the Roottrees Candy Corporation. His daughters are also eulogized. Roottrees sisters, they become famous from an early age. Okay, I mean, what if I search specifically for the Roottrees sisters? There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. I know what they mean. The young webster writes, Raina is the most famous. Okay, let's highlight that. Is the most famous because she's the oldest. Oldest married to TMS. Okay. Then we have Riley is the smart one. Smart one. Youngest. Because then Rose is the middle child. Rose. Middle child. Okay. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mum, Brenda. Okay. Brenda, this might be useful. Brenda Roottree. Mother. is a fashion designer. Oh, maybe I should also put that there. Fashion designer. They do the modeling for her brand Root. Brand Root. I don't know where these notes get like saved, but we'll see. I eat Roottrees candy all the time. My favorites are maple crisps, and try to dress in plaid Root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday, Riley dresses in plaid. So if I go Riley, I can go dresses in plaid. Plain plaid. No, it doesn't say plain. It just says plaid. Plaid Root. Okay. I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Okay, so Rose. Rose. Oops. Rose has her ears pierced. Got it. Continues talking about her life. Okay. This seems like a decent amount of information. How much can we do with this? So we know the one with her ears pierced is Rose. How do I get up my notes? Notes, there we go. So the one with her ears pierced is the middle child, that's Rose. So that's her. She should be Rose? Rose? Ah. Interesting. Hang on. Root. Let me just... Because by Rose, could it actually be someone else? Okay, I'll look that up soon. The youngest one is dressed in plaid. I think that's this, right? I think that's you. You're the youngest. And you are Riley. I think Riley was on the list, yeah. And then the oldest one is Raina. Raina, there we go. So it's only Rose that wasn't on there. And married to TMS. TMS. Okay, someone who starts with T and ends and like last name has S. Let's see. TMS. Teresa Green, no. Thomas Sheridan? Could be that. Could be that. Is there any... Thomas Sheridan. I'm thinking it might be Thomas Sheridan, but we don't know that. So let me... What does the home do? Oh, cool. What is this? Right. I don't know what that's for, but that it's possible that will come into play at some point. Same with that. Okay, cool. What is this? Oh, no, I don't need a hint. I don't need a hint. Okay. Let's really quickly look up Thomas Sheridan. TMS is a comment. Found it. Okay, yep. Thomas Sheridan. Great. Wonderful. Okay. Now, I need to look up Rose. If I just look up on its own, literally just Rose. Okay. Rose Roottrees. It's not as popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results by Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. But I need to know why... Why? Rose. I mean, it says her name is Rose, but Rose is not on the list of people here. So, like what about Tessa? Like, if I search up Tessa Rootree, like, am I just gonna search all of these, Tessa Rootree doesn't exist. Fuck. Okay. Let's look up. I mean, I saw Candy Rootree there. Okay. What if I just go Candy? Tessa. Okay, let me... TMS. Tony Mark Sheridan. Yep. And more recently, his relationship with Raina Rootree. They married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Okay. So she should be 20 years old. I don't know if this is gonna help, but just in case, I'm gonna write 20 years old. Oh, I wrote 29. It's very important to get the number right. So 20 years old. Married in 97. I'm gonna put in brackets here. Thomas Mark Sheridan. Okay. All right. Let's look up Raina Rootree. This is about all of them. What if I search up Riley Rootree? That's also about all of them. Okay. Fair enough. What if I just search up Root? The period is part of the name is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. You spied the Rootree sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, or posters. Now you two can be like Riley, Rose, and Raina. You also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There is one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Rootree, the Rootree sisters' mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her... here we go! Carly Rootree. Okay. Carly Rootree. Got it. Okay. I mean, all of them are like actors and models and stuff, right? But I mean, just in case, I'm going back to I did mean Rootree. I like that it does that. That's funny. I mean, yeah, it just says because they are models. They do the modeling. Yeah, so I think if I just put model for all 3 of them, because I mean, they're all models, aren't they? Well done! Look at that! Is this actually gonna be like, Obra Dinn? Because Obra Dinn did that. Whenever you would get, I think it was 3 people right, it would be like, it would tell you, it would confirm it for you that you got them right. And that was always very satisfying.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired. The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Okay.
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Okay.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable Roottrees. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Cool. Whoa, look at this. Oh.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Very cool. Oh boy, man. It is very daunting, but also really cool. Gwyneth Elias. Before the person who has returned, every time we get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Okay. You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. There's 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Okay. I appreciate that they say that. Family trees use surnames from birth, even if the person has changed their last name after marriage. Most recent occupation. This feels important eventually. Like the fact that this is from like a genealogy book. Like, I know that all of this is genealogy, so like maybe that's just their flavor. But like, what if the page 63 of genealogy, what if that comes into it? I don't know. Guardian, adoption or otherwise. Split up. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's some really interesting stuff that can happen here. Okay. Notable Roottrees. Easy to find online. Any entry on the family tree that belongs to someone on this list will be marked with a star. They'll be crossed out after they're verified and locked. Got it. Roottree 5 pieces. You've been in this line a long time, so long in fact you've developed a sixth sense on how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. Higher number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find via a search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful, best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Cool. Okay, that's useful. It's an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that the 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. It also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Right. Let me look at this. I wonder if the flavors as well will have like relations to the kids' names or something. Okay. The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door and said the lawyers are looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. No root traces. They were playing. Okay. So, I mean, there's nothing really here. Alright. 35 to the notable Roottrees. Alright, well, Miracle Jr. immediately stands out to me. Let's do a spider search on him. Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he shortened it to Miracle Jr. T-Vangel... Oh my gosh. Okay. Miracle Jr. Let's highlight. So he's a televangelist. A televangelist. There you go. Part of the Miracle Network. Miracle Network. Okay. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States. According to a website called Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. Okay, so fraud. A news expose revealed it was his wife, Edith's sister in disguise. Okay, so wife is Edith, who has a sister. The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. Okay. Well, already got a bit of information. Oh, hang on. I should save that note. There we go. Already got a bit of information. I mean, we should be able to start with Gwyneth and Elias, right? Like, okay. All right. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do, come on. Elias and Gwyneth Roottree. Spider search. Let's start with Elias Roottree. Elias Roottree was the founder and first president of the Roottree Candy Company. You'll find out what is essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Roottree Candy Company. At the top, there's a picture of him and his wife, Gwyneth. That picture has been added to your evidence. Oh, thanks. There is also a biography section that has some additional information. Elias is credited for inventing 5 pieces. Okay. This is important. So, Elias Roottree, highlight it. Inventing 5 pieces, that's useful. The farm he inherited, okay. It inherited a farm. I don't know. A syrup farm. I don't know if that's going to be useful, but sometimes you just got to chuck things in there. After 5 pieces became wildly successful, Elias spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup, and that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy." The site enthusiastically claims he made good on that promise, but it offers no additional detail. A few more quotes about Elias in the book called Family Man, The Roottree Legacy by Bess Williams. I'm gonna highlight that for now. That seems important. To say they are biased is a massive understatement. So, biased towards Elias? Below that, there is a long list of accomplishments and awards, and one stands out. Like his great-grandson Carl, Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. So, I'm going to go back here. Oh, oops. I can... How do you add to... How do you, like, add a note? Is there, like, a... Whatever, it doesn't matter. I can add to this note. Great-grandson is Carl. Both won Watchman of the Year. Okay. Excellent. All right, well, what we have here, because we should have a picture now. We do. Yoink, yoink. Elias and Gwyneth Roottrees. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Roottrees Candy Company, but before it was a success. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. Yep, got it. Okay, so Elias and Gwyneth, I'm assuming that's what they look like. I believe he's probably Elias Senior, but I guess I don't know that. But I think there's no, I need to find out what there's only 2 Gwyneths, so I'm gonna have to find out what his thing is. Now, CEO, is that what you would call him? He's the CEO. All right. Well, let's start looking up Gwyneth. But also, we know that that his what was it? His grandson or great grandson? Great grandson. So like, one line down is son, and then another line down is grandson. So the great grandson would be in this line somewhere. But we don't know which of these. That's what's going to be difficult, is like figuring out where these people sit. But you just got to, let's not worry about that yet. We're just going one thing at a time. So we got to look up Gwyneth now. Gwyneth, is that how you spell it? You find some information on the website for the first Anderson Maple Farm. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottrees was Gwyneth Anderson. Great information. So I'm just gonna do Gwyneth Roottrees. Gwyneth Anderson is maiden name. She has no brothers, so as the older sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which is still found in stores to this day. Though the Roottrees Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off the many turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. Okay, great. So, I mean, would you call her a farmer? Is Farmer here? Farmer is there. And she is Gwyneth Anderson. So, these two, I think, now have been filled in. So I need to fill in one more person. And this is where I think it's going to get a little difficult. Because not only do I have to fill in one more person, but I have to fill them in at the right... What is this? Oh, you just put another photo in there? Why? I wonder why. Like, maybe I could fill in their parents, because we know about their one of their parents, right? Don't we? So hang on, Carl Roottrees is the president of the Roottrees Candy Company. That's not Elias, but I guess that's maybe their father. We know Brenda Roottrees is their mother. Okay. So let's see. Is Carl Roottrees in my Carl Roottrees is in my list. This is wonderful. This is great news. We're gonna look up Carl Roottrees. He died in the recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda Roottrees and their daughters, the Roottrees sisters. He was the president of the Roottrees Company as well as the clothing company Root, which he co-founded with his wife. There was a short press release that the Roottrees Candy Company released today to news organizations. It's with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottrees family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. We're going to list some of these accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious... Right. That's... Okay, so this is the Carl that was the great-grandson. Yeah, okay. I did not... I did not remember putting that together. Can I look up Brenda Roottrees? Black and blue dress. It's Brenda White original. The auction describes it as a vintage dress before there became white and gold dress itself. That's funny. For a black and blue dress, and then later it says the white and gold dress. That's a good meme. That's good. It's a reference, if you don't know, to there's a black and blue dress that people looked at it and they some people could have sworn that it looked white and gold. Very funny. Okay. I mean, if I search up Brenda White original, can I find this? No, okay. Let me go back to history. Wait, a Brenda White original. Her name was Brenda White. Her name was Brenda White. So the spouse is Brenda White. And then we have Carl Roottrees. And he was the president. I don't know how many presidents he was. I'm imagining 1, 2, 3. Well, he must have been the latest one. So he must have been the 4th president. 5th president. He's got to have been the latest one. Because he was the president and he just died. Unless whoever's taken over now that he's died is the 5th one. That's possible. Regardless, I don't have a picture of him yet. So hang on. Carl Roottrees. Let's go to the public library. Nope. Periodicals. Interesting. Okay. Alright, I see. I guess I can search Gwyn Roottrees. You find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwyn Roottrees is a somewhat well-known actress. Okay, this is important. So we know she's an actress who was active in the 1950s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. So tabloids around her divorce. The reason I'm writing that is because we can look at magazines and stuff in the periodicals. So if I remember to look for the time around her divorce, we might find it. Her biggest role was a minor hit movie, Guys Like Us. Guys Like Us star. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. Christmas Mission flop. There's a widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to evidence. Aha. Did you know Gwyn was a granddaughter of Elias Roottrees? Okay. I mean, we did know that, but I mean, like, at least now we know where in the tree she fits. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her mother's famous name. Okay. So, father took the Roottrees name. Okay. That's very important and great. Good stuff. So we have a picture of Gwyn Roottrees. Very nice. And they're marked with a star. We need to remember that as well. That the people who are marked with a star are the notable ones. So if we can just find out, like, we know that Gwyn is the granddaughter of Elias. So, daughter, granddaughter. So she's on this line, which means she's one of 1, 2, or 3 people, right? We also know that her father, her mother is the Roottrees, is the daughter. You know what I mean? Her mother is the daughter of Elias. So, man. But it's not like it has genders on this right here, so that doesn't really help. Did she split with, oh, she divorced. She divorced. Tabloids around her divorce. She divorced. There's only one person on this line who divorced, and that was her. So this right here is gonna be Gwyn Rootree, and her occupation was an actor, right? Well, that's good. I think that's right. But we did 3 people. So what I'm thinking is maybe this CEO, maybe you're actually the first president. Founder, owner. Okay, I'm gonna go back to CEO. Elias Rootree. I mean, what would be wrong about this? Gwyn Rootree, actor. Huh. I'm thinking that's right, which would mean that if that was right, one of these would be wrong. Like, is she also a CEO? Like, I thought Farmer was like Farmer was in the list, so I thought that was a great. Huh. Okay. You know what? If we can get this one, if we can get Carl Rootree, if we can get a picture of him, then we'll be in business. So let me go back to Carl Rootree. What did we have here? The company Root. So can we go back to Root? I mean, I'd like to see this picture. On one cover, holding her daughter in 1985. But, like, we can't... if I go to, like... 1985. Root. I don't know what I'm looking for here. I don't think this will matter. But it's not like we can... Okay, you know what? While we're here, let's get Family Man: The Roottrees Legacy. Oops. By Bess Williams. Let's just get, while we're here, published 1920, non-fiction anthology, an old book about Elias. Ah, okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll just edit this note. That was published 1920. Non-fiction anthology. Alright, well, that didn't help. Alright. How do we get a picture of Carl? Maybe we should just keep going through the list? But I really want to get that picture of Carl. Alright, Red Rootree. Okay, this is very helpful and interesting. So, this guy's name is Red. Was an appointed judge and politician. Interesting. So copy that, put that here. Earned his nickname, ironically, because he was the ambassador to Ireland. What the fuck? For only about 6 days. For 6 days. Crazy. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. A few days after he was appointed, he was heard as disparaging his position and the Irish people. And then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad. But it came out that the last name was merely coincidence and he was defeated in a landslide. Oh! So he's not a Roottries? Coincidence last name. Okay. Aloysius. Can I just see, like, Aloy? We don't even have an Aloysius. I'm really annoyed about this. Why is... Isn't this her? Isn't this him? Elias Roottrees, CEO? Gwyneth Anderson, Farmer? Carl Roottrees? I just need the picture, man! I just need this man's bloody picture. Anyway, let's just continue. Oh. What the fuck? It crossed it out. Notable Roottrees will be crossed out after they're verified and locked. Well, did you just verify? Is this just verified that he wasn't a Roottrees? Is that what it did? Anyway, James Roottrees. Yep, highlight, great. He's a singer. I'm gonna write Jim as well. Who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with wife Diamond LaRue. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song "Rollin' On Down to the City" song. Although Jim writes the majority of the songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but its fans refer to themselves as Diamond Dazzlers. But has its fans, I see. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sounds of Laughter. Bit of a recluse and hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Okay. I'm just gonna put that, the whole thing there. Okay. I'm also gonna put this. There we go. Simplify it a little bit. Just get the main points that we see in a lot of these places. Like, I might be doing too much note taking, I might be doing not enough. It's always gonna be hard to tell. Okay, we got some pictures at least. What does this say? As seen in MMM. Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet. Great-grandson. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a lot here. I'm just gonna skim this. Hold on. Because there's a lot here. It doesn't get much play anymore. The image is from an auction. We can hear it?
We're rolling on down to the sea.
Peter Janusways from MMM. Interesting.
Saturday night and you're quite a sight.
The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right.
Vocals by, yep, okay, Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue.
We can't afford gas, so we skate in the
Okay, this is crazy. All right. Well, it's just gonna be playing in the background. So he was the great. He was the great grandson. Hang on. What did it say? It was only the great grandson. Okay. There we go. That's important. Okay, so son, grandson, great grandson. So it's in this line. How many stars do we have in this line? 1, 2. Only 2 stars in this line. So this must be oops. I mean, I could put a picture. So this is it going to be under Jim? No, it's going to be under James. James Roottrees. And he's a singer, musician. There you go. And then this is Diamond LaRue. Hello? Surely, at this point, how do I stop this music? Can I stop it? I don't want to hear it anymore. Is there a... Okay, it stopped. It stopped on its own. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we got... Like, I think that's got to be right, because it's in the correct line and it starred, right? Every time I hear is completely correct, they will be locked in. So name, occupation, and portrait. Name, occupation, and portrait. I mean, this name, like, unless, like, could it be possible that, like, I'm making an assumption and in fact, hang on, why are the pictures not letting me do? All right. I was gonna swap these pictures. I was gonna like... I was gonna put Gwyneth's picture over here, but it does not let me do that. Interesting. So yeah, it only gives me the pictures of the women on that one. Okay. I mean, theoretically, I feel like that's correct. Can we... All right. Right, those are my... I see. I'm just seeing if there's anything interesting I can click on, or... There's a phone, my shoes, some pictures, mystery comics, tales of suspense. Oh my god, the music is kind of good, but very loud. Let me just turn it down. Okay. All right, what I want to do is in Gwyn, highly publicized divorce. So who did she divorce? Can I search Gwyn Roottrees and... But I don't know what like magazine to search. Like obviously Root isn't one, but like can I like go tabloids? Tabloid. I feel like we've seen the name of tabloids before in this stuff, you know? Like Clergy Watch. Like, okay, if I go Clergy Watch and I go Miracle Junior, if I go Clergy Watch and I go, I mean, yeah, that's okay. I mean, Clergy Watch is just a website. It's not necessarily a like a tabloid. But I mean, I just, there's a fan site here. It's not really what I'm looking for. Search ships individuals. Right. Okay. Car Roottrees. Watchman of the Year. I mean, okay, so what the fuck is Watchman of the Year? Okay, Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy. They've been around for 100 years in one form or another. You will often write about major changes in management. Mm-hmm. You may be able to find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. Okay, so Watchman of the Year, Business Watch magazine. So let's go Business Watch magazine. Oh, I can just do that. Okay. Watchman of the Year. Okay, let's go like Elias Roottrees. Awarded Watchman of the Year in 1936 for his accomplishment rolling out 5 pieces. So I got a picture of him. And a painting of him appears on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year, specifically recognized the global rollout of 5 pieces. 1908. Forms the Roottrees Candy Company after marrying his wife, who inherited a maple farm during the period before the 5 pieces. Company is very profitable. Elias has a daughter, the first of 5 children. 4 more follow, leading to Elias invents 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children. There you go. Okay, so let me go 5 pieces. And then I'll just go initials of his 5 children. Sold in some Pittsburgh markets, rolled out to all of New England. I'll also go 1922. Invented. Just, that might help. New recipe and flavor is finalized, and the candy begins nationwide distribution in department stores and other shops everywhere. The Roottrees Candy Company purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania, prepares with the help of his son Elias Roottrees Jr. Okay, so Elias Roottrees Jr. is one of his sons. I know that seems obvious, but where's my Elias Roottrees? There it is. His son. A new industrial factory and warehouse built in Butler County. Production is tripled, distribution. What's next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy and that the Roottrees Company remains a family business. He plans to do this with the Clanst Trust. What is that? What does that mean? Clanst Trust. Interesting. Well, at the very least, I can change his picture if it matters. I don't know if that matters, but I've given him a new picture. Clanst. No, I don't. Like, did he technically like change to a different profession? Because isn't it that the latest profession is what matters? Most recent occupation. Like, that could be what I'm getting fucked with Gwyn Roottrees, you know? Like, if I go back to Gwyn Roottrees, She left Hollywood. There's widely behind the scenes of one of the movies. So she left Hollywood. So like, why did what? Okay, she left Hollywood, which means she might not be an actress anymore. Which means I need to figure out like why. Why? Like, I mean, I know why, because she flopped. But what did she go on to do? Did she go on to do something else? Because if she went on to do something else, then actor isn't quite right, you know? Like she might have gone into advertising or something. She might have been a baby. Like I don't know. She could have been a housewife. She could have been anything. So I'm not sure. Now we know that. Now is this siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. So the first sibling. We found this out, didn't we? Let me go to Elias. Didn't we find out who the first sibling was? Did I not write it down? Where's that? Is from here, right? We just found out a daughter. Right. I mean, can I can I set the gender of this person? We know this is a daughter, but that's all we know. Okay. Anyway. We're getting close. Okay. So, let's go back to the periodicals. The Watchmen of the Year. There was, okay, cool. Watchmen of the Year. So the other one was Carl Roottrees. Great. Oh wait, Carl Roottrees. We needed a picture of him, right? And we got one. So if I do this, come on. Maybe he's the 4th president. My gosh, man. I keep thinking like I've locked him in, you know? Damn. Like, I wonder if I'm majorly messing something up. Because there's not like a button I have to press to like start confirming, is there? I don't think so. I think that's part of the point. You just like put them in and then they will be right or wrong. Okay. Well, let's go back to the evidence. Appears on the cover. According to the cover, Business Watch is a magazine for and about corporate leaders and has ongoing coverage of the who's who in the corporate world. Not for his work at Roottrees Candy, but rather a clothing company. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. Have we got Brenda in for his wife? Yeah, Brenda White. Yes, we do. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had on the sewing machine. New clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottrees, notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Word spread. 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands. Seeing the demand, Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr. Okay, hold on. Let me just go Carl Roottrees. Oops, Carl Roottrees. Okay. Ernie Jr. is second cousin. Alright. Who had just become the president of Roottrees at the time. Okay. Also a prez of Roottrees. Great. spearheaded Root. Other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune, and they repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. Per tradition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the way the first ones did. Brina became their catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off the baby clothes. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year primarily for his personal gamble and the ensuing payoff. Okay. Understood. Okay. New clothes were hit with other parents. Wait. Hang on. Raina's new clothes were a hit among other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottrees, a notable singer. So yeah, Carl's cousin. I'm just making sure that is... Yeah. James Roottrees. Why? What is picture? Oh! There we go! Now we're talking! Alright, what locked in? Carl James... Oh! Okay. Okay. This is good news. Because what this tells me, I think, is that, yes, these are right. But that means these two probably aren't right. Why? I don't know. I don't know if it's because of their occupations. But I feel like they both must not be right. Because, like, otherwise... I feel like they would have locked in way earlier. Okay, huge news. But I'm glad that those got locked in, so I know I'm not an idiot, okay? Especially Gwyn. I was so confident with Gwyn, and then I was like, am I getting everything wrong? But it also locked in Diamond LaRue, which is great, and Brenda White, which is great. So this is great news. Man, I don't know if it's that Obra Dinn, like, invented that mechanic of, like, you get 3 right and it locks it in. I don't know if that's the case, but it's such a satisfying mechanic. Because, like, once things lock in, oh, it feels so good. Anything else in Business Watch that I can do? Like, what if I just did, like, root? Okay. And that doesn't really help. And then, I know, but... Yeah, okay. Man, the fact that you can just type in shit for this game and it tells you, like, that's really cool. This game is really well made. You can tell. They put a lot of work into this. Okay. Her father took her mother's famous name, which was quite... Yeah. Alright. What I want also... Alright, hang on. We have more of these names to go through. Well, we have one more. This is the only one I think we haven't looked up. Lauren Roottrees. Author, Lauren Roottrees. Okay, so she's an author. Already good. Author. This is another Carl Roottrees. Did I? Yeah, I did that. I know where I did that. A distant relative of the Roottrees sisters. A distant relative of the Roottrees sisters is known for her book A Life Between Wars. According to a website about famous authors, in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Okay. That's what her name is. To little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottrees, to take advantage of her family's... Oh. Okay, yeah. So her original name... No, so this is her married name. but her maiden name is Lauren Rootree. The selection of diary entries released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars. Oh, I've already got it written there. Look, I'm getting so hyper focused sometimes on some of these things. I mean, I don't even feel like I'm recording right now. I am so hyper focused on this game. Literally all that's happening is I'm just saying my thoughts out loud, but I'm playing the game as if I'm playing it on my own. So I have no idea if this is good entertainment. When a publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her family, okay. A Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II, okay. Dead husband from World War II. To coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it's found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Rootree. This included Romance in Court book, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans referred to as the Court Jester series. The Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, though she's listed as retired. Okay. Lauren Rootree. So it said she's like relatives of the Rootree sisters or whatever, but I don't know if that means she's anywhere near here. So, I mean, she is... I mean, I guess it doesn't really tell us if she's that one or if she's this one over here. There are bonus photos there, and there's only one bonus photo here. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So... Elias and Gwyneth Rootree. What do we know about Miracle Jr.? I know he was a televangelist. Wife is Edith, who has a sister. I don't know if that matters. Wife. So, I mean... Like, if this was him, wife Edith, who had a sister, that doesn't tell me if they had a sister or not. Wife Edith, who had a sister, that doesn't tell me if they had a sister or not. What Edith do we have? Edith Jacobson. What if I was to look up Edith Jacobson? Partial and corrupted list of archive data from the Butler Country Times. But it mentions Edith Jacobson and an arrest. Edith Jacobson. Aha! There's a Crime Plotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Rootree and a Lucinda Jacobson. Oh. Okay. Jesus Christ. Like, when I look at the time is disappearing while I'm playing this game. Like, I've only played for an hour, almost an hour and a half. But it feels like, I don't know what it feels like. I've just been so locked in. Also mentions a Helen Rootree and a Lucinda Jacobson. In 1971, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation's church in Butler County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. The church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Rootree, who was there at the time while her husband, Miracle, was away preaching. Aha! Okay. So I'm going to go back to Miracle. I'm gonna write. Wait. Her husband Miracle. Oh. Miracle Senior, I'm guessing. Right? Because Edith Jacobson is the wife of Miracle Jr. So I'm guessing there's a Miracle Senior. Jesus, man. Let me just go Edith Jacobson. I know my notes aren't organized or anything. I've got shit right now. Hold on. So married Miracle Jr. Met Helen Roottrees. To Miracle Senior. Helen Roottrees was quoted as saying, "Jesus forgives and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways and I am confident he has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose." Okay. Sister is Lucinda Jacobson. Okay. Great. Understood. Well, this is already very useful. So we now know that Miracle's father was Miracle Senior, who was was married to Edith Jacobson. No, sorry, was married to Helen Roottrees. So Helen Roottrees. So wherever we put Miracle Jr., we put above Helen Roottrees, right? Yeah. My gosh, man. So, like, theoretically, this could be Helen Roottrees. I guess we could look up Helen Roottrees. There's no reason we can't. Let's Google Helen Roottrees. Nope. Great. Just in case. I thought that would be the case. Okay. Helen Roottrees, was she in the Business Watch? Nope. Okay. Great. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. What if I search... This might be crazy. You might laugh at me. Miracle Senior. Or Miracle Roottrees. Aha. Miracle Network, a production company run by Miracle Roottrees Estate. Miracle Roottrees arrived so late in his mother's life that the doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brother and sisters by over 14 years. So he was the final child. Yep, okay, the final child of his generation. Okay, no, this is good. This is great. This is great. We know that this right here is Miracle. Wait. Does this make sense? Because, oh, well, I was going to say because, yeah, no, I'm stupid. Because I was going to say, hang on, but wasn't this Helen Roottrees? But her name's probably not Helen Roottrees. It's probably Helen Lennon. And so he was a priest, a preacher probably. And which means down here, this right here is Miracle Jr. And he is a televangelist, which I think they might put under preacher. And what did we get here? This is Miracle. Hang on. this is Miracle Jr., right? And this is Miracle the Third. And his wife, Nicole. So I'm imagining Miracle the Third is going to be you. Because that just makes sense. So I'm guessing you're Miracle the Third. And his wife, Nicole. I don't know which Nicole is it. I'm not going to take a risk. But you must be Miracle Jr., right? And then, wait, hang on. We know more about Miracle Jr. We know Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr.'s wife is Edith. Edith Jacobson. So there you go. Right? So we've got you. You might be a preacher. Possibly. Continue with this. World famous Miracle Juniors on the notable Roottrees. First will make a special appearance. Miracle Third and his wife Nicole, who is said to be young pastors. Yeah. Great. Great. We're doing great, I think. Because we do need to figure out why our Elias and... Like, is this an intended thing in the game where it's like you're gonna feel unsettled because these things are always wrong for some reason? Hang on, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They gave us 6 new stars, right? Did they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think you can figure out at least 6 people from this information. So I wonder if this was all their intention, where they want you to get these first 2 wrong until we find out something huge later. Anyway. Who am I missing now? Are we missing Lauren Roottree now? What do I know about Lauren Roottree? I don't remember. Oh, she's the author. Lauren Roottree, great. So author. And she has a dead husband from World War II. So what I'm going to do to find her picture is that her picture must be on her books somewhere. So I'm going to find her books. Lauren Roottree. And we're going to go A Life Between Wars. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You can find a hardcover edition has full high quality pictures in it. Oh my gosh, we're getting a lot. Oh my gosh. When it said you hit the jackpot, it wasn't kidding. Holy shit, dude. 7 new pieces of evidence. Well, it says 7, but... Okay. Notes. Lauren Roottree. I mean, who are these? Who are these two? 1965 and contains diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary of Lauren Florence revolved around was the loss of her husband Jacob. Jacob died in the final moments of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son Clark alone. She has a son named Clark. Lauren never remarried and only had 1 child. She was a granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was a head lawyer for the Roottree Candy Corporation and helped write a legal document called the Clanst Trust. This came up again. We've seen this once before. Okay. I mean, I'm just going to highlight that and just come back to it. It's clear from context that the Rootrees have internal shorthands for different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. First generation, the children by Gwyneth and Alliance. Lauren's father was next generation, the Free Spirits. Okay. That's all really useful. Right now, let's just focus on I imagine this is Lauren and her husband. Jacob. So let's... Jacob Rafferty. Hell yeah, dude. Oh. Incredible. Incredible, man. I love that.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion.
Hell yeah.
I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay. Awesome, man. I feel like there's so much to do. But just while we're here, I'm pretty sure this person is a lawyer. Who she refers to as Pop. So that, yeah, that's her father, the lawyer for Clance Trust. But we've locked in that, we've locked in that, we've locked in Edith, we've locked in Helen Lennon, which is great. This is all great news, man. I'll probably have to stop playing for now, just because it's going to be getting late. But, oh my gosh, I think I love this game. And I think I want to come back to it, so wonderful. In that case, I don't know if I'm going to combine this with something else or if I'm just going to put this up on its own, but I'll see you later. Okay, it's the following day. It was last night that I played this. And I even, I stopped playing this last night and, did some other stuff. And then as I was doing the other stuff and I was doing some work and stuff like that, I was thinking, man, I want to go back and play that game. So I'm really excited to get back into this. All right, I don't want to jump ahead too much. Let's take this a little bit at a time. Let me review what I've got. Got Raina, Carly, and Riley. Got Thomas Sheridan. Got Carl Roottree and Brenda. He was the 5th president. James Roottree, who is a musician with Diamond LaRue. We know Lauren Roottree, who is an author. Jacob Rafferty is her husband. Then we have Gwyn Roottree, who is an actor with an unknown spouse right now, but they divorced. We do know that. Roottree Miracle Jr., preacher. Edith Jacobson, his son, Roottree Miracle III, preacher. And then Helen Lennon and Miracle Roottree, the preacher. So, just looking at everything. Okay, and these two still aren't right. I'm trying to figure out what is the twist gonna be here? There's got to be a twist here. Is it the pictures? Are these fake pictures of them? You know, is this not what they looked like? I don't know. So anyway. What we're going to do is I'm going to go back to what I was looking at, which is this one, I believe. There's apparently only one other clue left on this thing. She was a granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her mother's family. Okay, yeah. So that doesn't matter. Well, as far as we know. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Roottrees Candy Company and helped write a legal document. Can I just look at these for a second? Because we also... So... SCBAP. SCBAP. Miracle. That's not SCBA or P, right? SCBAP. But aren't all 5 of these children supposed to be the flavors? So what's Miracle? I don't remember what Miracle... Did Miracle have a... That's Miracle Jr. Didn't I have Miracle Senior somewhere? You'd think I would have to... At some point, I'm probably gonna have to fucking organize this better. But I probably won't, knowing me. Well, I don't have anything about Miracle Senior. Ah, just cracked my back. I only really have the Miracle Junior stuff. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, there's still 10 things related to this. Okay, let's keep going. The Free Spirits. I remember one of the pictures I got was the Free Spirits. The generation after Lauren's, including her son. Got it. Okay. Next up, an entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1953. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwyn. Yes, she's the actor. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. Okay. During the summer where I went to say, sorry, hold on. Look, I need to take in this thing properly again. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected. So, Lauren has 3 younger brothers. That's what she says. So all 3 of these are male. All 3 of these are male, and Gwyn is an only child. Okay, we already knew that. I think that's extra information if we hadn't figured out what position these gone through. But I know that all 3 of these are men, which means the spouses are likely all women. But I mean, there might be some LGBT members of the family. But I don't know. Gives me the vibe of like a very conservative family. I guess because there was like a televangelist and lots of other stuff. Not to say that if you're a conservative you can't be gay, but generally I feel like it would be brought up a lot more in the things we've seen so far. Okay, during the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot. Okay, she has an aunt named Margot. I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd do the same for her. Hang on, this implies that Aunt Margot is the mother of Gwyn. So, I mean, Margot's either the spouse or... I mean, let's see if Margot Roottree exists. Margolite Roottree. So, that's probably who this is. I'm guessing. Because she's the mother of Gwyn. Great. Okay, well, we might have found another one of these core children. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess. But she just complained. To her, I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit, seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in Starlet and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams. Okay, this seems like it could be important later. I'll just highlight it. She's the first Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. First Roottree woman to be anything other than a housewife. Really? Really? And I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in the world? Well, oh, but okay, but this was then. Like, this is from 1953. So, but like, that does imply that the women in the first family were just housewives. Like, that Margot was a housewife. So for now, I'll put housewife here, because that seems to be what that implies to me. But we'll see. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me. And now, though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff, just like I do at Gwyn. Okay. Alright, next. An entry titled Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1958. It focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president of the Roottree Brandy Company. And so he... okay, look, I know it's stupid, but I'm going to put this back to president first. Because, I mean, it's got to be like whatever their latest profession was, and they specified president there. And the meetings determine his success. Okay, this is good. We might be able to find out the second president. I wish I'd been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president. Oh, okay. So the next president might have been a woman. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. Okay, hold on. Oops, I didn't mean to, like, click off of that. Architects, preachers, and lawyers. So we have a preacher, lawyer. So one of these two is an architect. This feels like... Okay, so, I'm just gonna have this page be random terms. And then here, I'll put, like, deductions. So, one of the first... two children of Elias is an architect. And a male. The other is a woman, I think. I think that's what it is. So it's like, one of these is an architect man, and the other is a woman. Because... we already know I think they said there were 3 sons. If this is Margot, this is one of the sons, Miracle. The second son is whatever this guy's name is. And then the third son is one of these two, and they're an architect. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us new gens. Pop argued at length that so maybe it wasn't a woman that's the next president. They just moved down a generation. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the Roottree name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who has volunteered. Okay, hold on. So... Miracle Roottree, Gwyn, Miracle Jr. Interesting. I'm just... So, when she's saying Clancy... I think she's mentioned Clancy a couple times. I'm not sure exactly who Clancy is referring to yet. Highlight, but this hang on, delete that. Go back to random terms. I'm just gonna highlight Clancy and put that there. Does Clancy have something to do with Clanced Trust? Now that I see those two terms next to each other. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Okay, firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Firstborn 5-piece, firstborn son. But also, maybe this... Well, the thing is, if this is a daughter, that fucks with us, right? So, oh shit. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always been very particular about his views when it came to bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. That's what I was saying. After all, Angie's older than Zach. And I'm the next oldest of us all. Okay, Angie. So Angie's older than Zach, but could. Oh my gosh. So like, should I do this? Is this Angie, and then this is Zach, or is it like this could be Angie? Because even though this is in order of youngest to oldest, it's in the order from youngest to oldest in each line, you know? So it could theoretically be that, like, this person's born, then this person, then this person. But I imagine if she's specifically bringing up Angie, I imagine this is Angie. And Angelica? Could be? Could be Angelica Morden. And then who's Zach? Yes. Zachariah Morden. Okay, so that makes sense. This makes sense to me. So then he becomes the second president. Interesting. Alright. I'm the next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. Okay. Next. An entry entitled Sam from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1963 from a previous entry, you learn that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. So I'm gonna highlight Sam. And I'm gonna just put this note here. But the thing is, we're only looking for blood relatives, right? So I don't think this will be on the family tree. Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters, and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told, trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize. Angie's... Maybe I should write that down. Elias had a weird... like... No, I'm not gonna say weird. A surprising affection for Sam. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys... Okay, so Miracle has 2 boys. We know Miracle Jr., there's another boy. Spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's. Maybe I should also be writing that down. So I'll go here. Deductions. Miracle had 2 sons. One is Miracle Jr. Okay. To a secret meeting. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy. So Uncle Junior... Wait, Uncle Junior? Hang on. Okay, so her uncle would be either you or you or you or you. I was thinking Junior, like this is the Junior that I know. What other Juniors do we have? Okay, we know you're not Junior and you're not Junior. And you're not an uncle, you're Pop. So one of these 2 is Junior. If I type in Junior, what we have Clancy Jr., Ernest Madsen, Ernest Jr. Madsen, Elias Roottree. Oh, so okay, so it's probably one of these 2 is Elias Roottree Jr. I would guess. And I'm would Elias... I feel like Elias Roottree Jr. would have passed on the Roottree name. And these are Mordens. But I guess I don't know that. I'm guessing this is the daughter. No, because if we have... Hang on, Morden. Okay. That's a female Morden. That's a male Morden. There's James Morden. Is it possible... I'm taking swings here, but is it possible... This is James Morden. Okay, and then this is the woman. And that would make this Elias Roottree Jr. And if that's the case, then you would be the architect. I'm taking swings here, but it's kind of fun to take swings because if I'm right, then it feels very satisfying. The other is a woman, yeah. And so where was I at with them? And so like, if that's the case, then, and the thing is, if I'm fucking this up, like I'm gonna have to go back and find where I fucked it up and correct it, and that's gonna be hell. I know. So Junior got married to Patsy. So this is Patsy right here. Is there Patricia? Patsy. I'm guessing it's Patricia something, but there's two Patricias. This game's really good at doing that, where it's like you have to make these like you have to figure out like where their nicknames came from or whatever, and it's like just close enough to other names. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. I wonder if Sam's like a secret child or something. Like, or what if Sam is the real Elias? I'm just trying to think like what the twist could be with the main Elias. Like, what if Elias is actually his brother and whatever? I don't know. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands. Along the farmhands EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on this way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Oh, so there are two Elis. There are two Elis. One's Miracle's child, and the other is a brother of her. So you are Eli. So I'm gonna guess you're Elias M. Okay, here's my guess. You're Elias M. But like Elias Miracle. And then what you are is Clancy? Clancy Edward Roottree. That's who Pop is, I'm guessing. And then one of these would be Clancy Jr. And one of these would be Eli. I'm guessing? Because you also have three brothers, right? I feel like I'm taking too many swings, but I feel like also maybe I'm cooking. Okay. Even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seemed thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider had cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren Roottree's diary, written in 1964. Clark's getting married and, in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18 for God's sake, and Danielle isn't much older, but openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lauren, what the fuck? Why are you being so horrible about it? Like, yeah, you are a hypocrite. Jesus. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. Man, I'm starting to not like Lauren. I was kind of enjoying Lauren a little bit up until this point. But, like, this is it seems like she's gotten quite bitter. They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl. But that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. So Carl is Clancy's son. So I'm guessing you are Clancy Jr. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. Oh my gosh. Because I imagine she can just call him Clancy because she calls her dad Pop. So it's like she obviously doesn't call her dad Clancy Senior or whatever. So she doesn't have to call him Clancy Junior. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Okay. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department until he retires. Hang on. And the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Is this them talking about being gay? Or is this a sibling? No, I think this has got to be a reference to someone, to one of the brothers being gay? Edward. The brother Edward is gay, I think. Gay man, brother to Lauren. Okay. As for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins, I'm not sure what to take from that sentence, from that paragraph yet. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwyn is Gwyn, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told me she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, they'd all end up on the street. Even Clark. Okay. So, alright. My sister, and hang on. Zach's not a bad president, and his sister seems to be doing a good job of raising the twins. So, Zach is the president. Angelica Morden is the sister. These two are twins. Okay, so this actually shouldn't be here. Whatever, man. Like, I can't do the, wait, reorder notes. Can I reorder the notes? Oh shit. Can I, like, put this? I can. So, Edward. Miracle. Okay, yeah. Put this on random. Okay. Edward, gay brother to Lauren. Okay, good. Now, like, I'm using these highlights as, like, subheadings. So I gotta be careful about rearranging too much. But what I was going to do is that Angelica Morden has twins. So I can put that on deductions. Angelica Morden has twins. Okay. Great. Free spirits. In any other family, they'd all end up on the streets. Even Clark. So Clark is part of the Free Spirits, which I think is this line here. So Clark is, I imagine, well, I mean, could Clark be her son? Right, that's why she's being a bitch to him. That actually makes sense. Hang on, what do I have about Clark? It actually, it does to me make a lot of sense if she's so harsh to Clark because he's her son, so he has like high expectations for him. I don't think it's okay. I think like that's still rude, but okay, so in that case, I think you are Clark Rafferty. Hey, yes! Oh my gosh! I'm figuring this out. And then he split up with someone and then split up with someone else. So this is the person that he got married to far too young. Danielle. So this is Danielle Franks. And then they split up and then Clark did some other stuff later. Okay, alright. It's a free spirit. Yep, okay. Alright, what I'm going to do now is there's a picture of the free spirits. Yes. Okay, we're going to get all of these photos. So we know... Oh, Eli. Hey, there we go. That helps. So you're wearing a thing that says Eli. So Eli is one of these two. Did Eli have a James Roottrees? Or... No, wait, sorry. Eli... No, he's supposed to be on this line. We're not looking for one of Lauren's brothers. We're looking for whoever Eli had at... So, I mean, I feel like you have to be Eli. Because Eli would have had another Elias. No. Does that make sense? Hang on. Because you're Elias. Is there any other Eli name? I might be stupid. I might be the world's stupidest person. Because, like, I would have thought we have... Elias Jr. But then why wouldn't Elias Jr. be the one having the Elis? But we know Lauren has a brother Eli. And I forgot why I know this. Oh, because she said Eli, not my brother, but Miracle's kid. But this is a free spirit. This is a picture of the free spirits. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But that's with their spouses as well. So 11 free spirits. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's actually way more free spirits than that. So I guess I didn't count the kid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, yeah, so that's only 12. And there were how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 here. Do these two not count for some reason? Because they are children of divorce? Like, why are they not there? And which one's... Eli, fucking hell. Okay, sorry. A photo with a note attached from your employer. Every 20 years or so, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. This is Carl? Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. This water damage, I see. On the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president Guy Hudson. this seems like a red herring. Ernie Jr., Carolyn, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Eli M. But this is a free spirits, right? Hang on. Gwyneth M and Gwendolyn. Gwyneth M and Gwendolyn aren't Gwyn. There's also like a Gwyneth M, Gwendolyn. Yeah, like there are other people that aren't just Gwyn. Right? Oh my gosh. This is so much. Okay. That's fine. We can come back to all of that. Next, the 5 pieces. Okay, this... I mean, we can also get... Oh my gosh. Okay. Got some women. I got this person in the background, which is funny. I don't know what to do with them. Although, hang on, while we're here, they said like the teenager in the middle was Carl, right? And the teenager in the middle was... I've already forgotten. Okay, sort of looked like a lesbian, a little bit. This one. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. They look the same. Okay, so we got a bonus photo in there. I don't know if the bonus photos are super gonna help us. I think they help us, like, not have those photos for other people, right? That's the idea. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is a 5 pieces. This picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. This is Pop. Okay. Okay, so this sort of fancy looking man. That's Clancy Edward Roottree? Possibly? Okay, hang on. How many things do I have, like, all of the things for that aren't... I don't think I have many pictures in place. Okay, yeah, so he's the only one I've completed, so I can't confirm him yet. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which didn't go over so well. Oh, that's right. So you are Miracle. Oh my gosh, hell yeah. Okay. These 3 entries. Oh, we got the president. Okay. That's juicy, man. That's juicy. Okay, and also what we can maybe figure out is, were there any spouses that I'd put in there that just then weren't confirmed? That was confirmed? No, okay. So it seems like right now, I am on the right track. This is great news. It's so satisfying getting those right, because at least I'm not in utter danger, you know? At least I'm not like fucking things up too much. Great. Okay. Next. So Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who is there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo. Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Right. Okay. I don't fully know what to take to take from that yet. So Aunt Gwendolyn. Okay. Great. Well, I can't I mean, I'm sure I could figure out something. Like, okay, so we've got the 2 men, which means that the last man must be Elias Jr. This guy. So then we have the women. So one of them is Margot. One of these 2 is Margot. And the other is whoever. Okay, doesn't matter. We did pretty well there. The next generation. Okay. Great. Alright. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation. An attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. So this is Eli? So... But I was outvoted. Oh, but I was outvoted by my brothers. So that's not Eli. They insisted the 4 of us stand together. And so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind or in front of us. We clumped up in the middle. I mean, I can't tell if this is the clump they're talking about or if, like, that's the clump, you know? Like, that's really, really tough. Well, we know what Lauren looks like, right? So this is Lauren. I'm guessing that's Lauren there. Yeah, that looks like her. So, I'm glad she does her hair the same. That really helps. So I'm guessing these 4 then are the brothers. So hang on. She said that Eli looks a lot like Pop does in the old one. Is that... So Pop looks like this. And that. Oh, that. Hang on. He looks a lot like Pop. He looks a lot like Pop. So that, I think, is Eli. I would think. We still don't have Eli. I don't know if Eli, you know, like if this is Eli or if this is Eli. I feel like she has like a fondness for Eli. That, like, I feel like, because doesn't she shit talk James? Well, I guess she just says they all want to be mused. I think she just shit talks all the kids. Only one too good to make an appearance was Gwyn. Okay, so Gwyn isn't in this photo. Great. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why including Sam. I also didn't think it fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. Aha! I'm guessing you're Miracle, my man. You must be. Like, look at you. So, is this Miracle? Like, look, it kind, yeah, that looks like him grown up. I'm just thinking, like, with the you know, fucking golden whatever. And then is this Miracle's kid? I guess my inner child still holds a grudge after all these years. I mean, yeah, you're a very petty woman. Now, is the kid? Is this Elias or is this... I mean, I guess I don't even know. Fuck, man. Hang on. How many things have we got, like, everything for right now that haven't been locked in? We've got you, everything for you. Because if we can lock in more things just from being a genius, you know? But we don't even know, we don't know their occupations. I was gonna just put a picture in there and then, like, try something else. Okay. Doesn't matter for now. So there are only 3 women. And we know that Gwyn didn't make it. So there's this woman and this woman. So how many women do we know about from this generation? Because she has 3 brothers, so none of them are women. He didn't so he had 2 sons, I believe. So there's these 2 other women, you and you. So Angelica Morden, one of them is Angelica Morden, and the other is whoever Elias Roottrees' son is. Doesn't super help necessarily, but if we can see someone with like red hair, cause man. Okay. We can come back to it again. What is this? The photo was tucked inside the envelope. Letter beneath the candle in the corner of his office. It says, to Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you 3 did together, as well as how Carl was carried on for him after taking over. Okay. Right. So Ernie was the 4th president. As for myself, it is impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Are these the Roottree girls? Like because it kind of looked like these 3-ish, right? Kind of looks like them, and the photo looks more modern as well, which helps with that. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so this was to Carl and Brenda, and it was about Ernie. So is Ernie the other brother here? I'm not entirely sure yet, but what I will say from this is like, do I have Ernie on here anywhere? Elias Roottree, James Roottree, 5 pieces, Edith. No, it doesn't look like it. So I'm just gonna go Ernie, and I'm gonna write died was the 4th prez. I mean, a lot of these characters would have died. Oh, and then Debbie was probably his partner, I'm going to imagine. Partner was Debbie. Ernie and I have to stay strong. I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. That might be their child. Daughter equals Nicole. I'm taking, again, swings, but like if, for example, Ernie was like, Ernie could be like a brother, so it could be like this is Ernie, this is her, and this is Nicole, or whatever. It could be, but we don't know that. But I'm just taking guesses. Okay, more pictures. We love pictures. Photo is a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwyn and the boys. Okay, so that's Gwyn. When you say and the boys, is this like your sons? Because, I mean, we got Gwyn, right? and then the boys. So you have 2 sons, it looks like. So that this might be Quinn and your sons. You know what? I'm gonna highlight that, and maybe I can come back to it later. A bit more okay, so this is right. So that's gonna be helpful. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then I'll be back. Okay. Let's see. Vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. Better for Butler County. This is buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It is a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times, about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters simply is, love is our future. Handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy campaign, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could really use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let that conflict spread to the next generation. CM. So, CM... is, I imagine, Stephanie's husband. So I imagine Stephanie and CM are Carl's family. There's Clark. So like maybe around here. It's someone who probably has at least one baby. And it's not going to be this... Wait. Guardian, adoption or otherwise. Yeah, so it's not going to be this one because they're adopted? No. Like it could be here or here, you know? I guess it could be a lot of things. Doesn't super help right now. But what stood out to me is like if I take Still Full of Love and I'm gonna search it in periodicals in the Butler County Times. Great. Stephanie Young. Excuse me? Isn't that what her name was? Stephanie Jones. Oops. Hang on a second. Let me just check something. Stephanie Young, yes, is the voice actor of Nico Robin. That's why I thought that. Stephanie Jones. There we go. Detailing the election results. Stephanie apparently won the election. Find the full version of the newspaper clicking on the back of your campaign mailer. What is still unimportant? You do find the following. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon. So, let me go. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, married Brian Jones, has lived in Butler County her whole life. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. No father in her life. Had two mothers. Got it. Okay. Though she's a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother, Carolyn, a local artist. Carolyn is mother. Carolyn is artist. Who had appeared on the front page of the Butler Country Times in the past. Okay. Has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand the maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I will want to bring love to the world. Okay, so now we can look up Carolyn. What's her maiden name? Landon. Carolyn Landon. No? Carolyn Jones? Carolyn. Okay, hold on. Stephanie Landon. Let me just go back here. Or could it be Carolyn Roottrees? I didn't even think about that. Nope. Okay. Let me go back to this. Her mother Carolyn, a local artist who has appeared. Well, maybe if I just see, do we have any Carolyns here? Morden, Carolyn Morden. Let's try that. Carolyn Morden. Here we go, and I think I got her picture. Okay, you can find a cover story about local art installations, including one by Carolyn Morden. There isn't much about Carolyn as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story, there is an image of Carolyn standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It is captioned, Carolyn standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. This sculpture is one of many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait Art and the Beauty of Women, by Carolyn Morden. Because that's going to be useful. According to a quote further down, Atlantis' burden is meant to symbolize a society split by a decision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. This picture on the front page has been added to evidence. Wonderful. Okay. Excellent. Thank you, my friend. I wanted to also get that. Great. It's a nice picture. The art in this game is nice. I like it. Okay, so I think the Mordens are these motherfuckers over here. Yeah, James Morden, Angelica Morden, Zachariah Morden. So did Angelica? I'm thinking it's possible Angelica didn't take her husband's name, assuming that. Well, hang on. Angelica Morden, Carolyn Morden. No, because Carolyn Morden. Hang on. Let me just think about this. So Stephanie is going to be in the same generation as Carl? Well, I think I was just assuming that. I don't think there's anything necessarily saying that. But I'm thinking if we're passing on the Morden name, this could be Carolyn, or this could be Carolyn. Oh man, that's tough. That's really tough. Oh, I feel like we're so close. What if I Google Carolyn Morden? A movement called PFLAG, PFLAG. Parents and friends of lesbians and gays. Great. Okay, so that kind of confirms it. Okay. That's great. So yeah, before I was like, I don't know if there's gonna be many gay people in the family. I think so far we've figured out 2 people were gay, at least. Stephanie Jones, not Young. Stephanie Young is Nico Roberts' voice actor. You learn from an election results page that Stephanie Jones, candidate, won her election on election day by no mention of the Roottrees. Stephanie also has a very bare bones website for her campaign, simply a picture of her campaign mailer. Be sure to read the full Butler Country Times. Okay, yeah. So it's really trying to lead me to that article. Okay. So there's Business Watch, Butler Country Times. Where was this? Teen Blast. So I wanna try periodicals. Teen Blast. And let's just go like 5 pieces. Okay, we got a new article. Because, what if we searched up, like, Rose Roottrees, you know? Aha. Search engine isn't the best, the results are flooded. Some ads specifically mentioned Raina appeared on the cover of Teen Blast. Riley and Rose, on the other hand, seem to be mentioned by name less than their sister. So, Raina Roottrees. Oops. Raina was on the cover of Teen Blast. So, this is going to be Raina. That is Raina. Beautiful. So there's an article about Raina Roottrees from 1994. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. Let me just real quick before I forget, put Raina Roottrees right here. There we go. So now that's the only other picture we're gonna get of Raina in the game, I guess. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. Her grandpa. So, this is her father. This is her grandfather. So, are you the college professor? Oh, professor. I'm gonna guess you were the professor. Because, I mean, it also... it could be grandfather on the other side, but... I don't think they would do that in this game. You always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my... Oh yeah, so his older sister, yeah, that's Lauren. Yeah, okay, we're still on track. I took his advice and now I work with my mum designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model. Then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we managed to accomplish. So he was married to someone named Laura Carlson. Beautiful. Okay. I think we're filling things in. We are filling things in. Excellent. That was great. I'm proud of that. What else would be in Teen Blast? Like, would Miracle show up in Teen Blast anywhere? Miracle Roottree. Miracle Roottree Jr. No, okay. I'm just thinking, like, could, like, James Roottrees... I'm just thinking, like, what relates to teens, you know? James Roottrees. No. No, it makes sense that these three are the ones that mostly show up in Teen Blast. But that was great. I'm glad that I figured that out. Is this... No, this is a flyer. It's not really from anything great. This is from Business Watch. Oh my gosh. Carl's cousin, Jim Roottrees, a notable singer, yeah, had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. So yeah, Jim has a daughter. So one of these two is a daughter around the same age as Raina. Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become the president of Roottrees at the time. Okay, so Carl and his second cousin. So second cousin, I think, means like these are his. Wait, no, these are his siblings. What is the definition of a second cousin? Can the game tell me that? What if I search second cousin? Okay. Let me Google second... what is a second cousin? Someone who shares a set of great-grandparents with you, but not the same grandparents. Jesus. Okay, hold on. So this is your father, grandfather, great-grandfather. Okay, so someone... Because this is him. No, these aren't his siblings. These are his cousins. Yeah, so second cousin... Okay. So it means either you. Okay, so I'm getting confused. Sometimes I keep thinking like siblings, and then I think like these ones are siblings, but no, they have to have this line connecting them if they're siblings, of course. So second cousin Ernie Jr. So Ernie Jr. Do I have an Ernie anywhere here yet? I don't think so. But Ernie Jr. is someone he worked with, and that was the previous president. Wait, but didn't I already have... Hang on, what was my deductions? No, it might have been in random shit or whatever. Ernie, yeah, there we go, was the fourth president. Partner was Debbie. daughter Nicole, and then just go, what was I gonna say? Second cousin to Carl, and then reorder notes and drag that up to here. Okay. And what was spearheaded route? Okay. Great. So once we find out more about Ernie, in fact, maybe we look him up. Ernie Jr. Roottrees? What if I just search Ernie Jr.? Ernie Jr. was the former president of the Roottrees County Company. He seemed to directly precede Carl Roottrees, and the one website even says he was Carl's mentor. He apparently was very successful as a president, but not so much as a public figure. He was rarely seen in public and stepped down since he has passed away. Okay. Yeah, so basically the stuff that I kind of know about him. But it said that he was... Okay. He wasn't really seen as a public figure. Because, I mean, I feel like the easy way to do this is to be working down. So, like, what if I do Elias Jr. Roottrees? Elias Jr. Elias Roottrees Jr.'s name is listed on a website about historical buildings in Butler County. I'll look in Butler County in a second. He's listed alongside an old resident that is preserved called the Hunchetop House. Hunchetop House, Butler County. So, Butler County Times, Hunchetop House. It also mentions Elias Jr. was Elias's oldest son. Elias Jr. Really? Interesting. What about if I put Elias Jr. in here? What if I put Ernie Jr. in here? Because I was thinking like Business Watch. We know he was a president. Found an article from December 1995, Root, president to take over Roottrees. Due to heart illness, Ernie Jr. is stepping down as president of Roottrees at the start of second quarter in 1996. His second cousin Carl, president of sister company Root and former watchman Lear, will take over. It has been 13 years since Ernie was forced to step into the role of president unexpectedly. Back then, not much was known about the man other than his full name. In the years since, he has taken a bit of a reputation as a real-life wonka. He's known as a bit of an eccentric and recluse, opting to be simply called Ernie Jr., and to forego the typical luxuries of the average Roottrees. But in our estimation, he has been a shrewd businessman with an eye for sweeps. Ernie Jr. has led Roottrees to record profits by developing new products, including the ever-popular Maple Crisps, and by spearheading the formation of Root with his cousin in 1982, after learning of Brenda Roottrees' power in the fashion community. Okay. So... Right. His cousin. Wait, is his cousin Brenda and his second cousin Carl? Because Brenda and Carl are married, right? Could that be the case? You know? Like, could... okay, hang on. I just want to check something. Are there other whites in here? No, there aren't any other whites. Okay. Because I was thinking, like, could it be possible that, like, you know, that we found another white somewhere around here, but... Oh my gosh. I've, like, this is a beautiful thing about this game. There's, like, so much that you could look into and look up. But also, it's not enough. Okay, Swashbuckle My Heart. Let's look up Swashbuckle My Heart. Oops, Swashbuckle My Heart by Lauren Roottrees. What's her name? It is Lauren Roottrees. Oops. No, she had a different name then. It was Lauren something else. Lauren Rafferty. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Out of print. Re-released as X marks the spot. X marks the spot. Great. Why would it say that? Why would it do that to me? Why bother? What about Romance in Court? Re-released as Romance in Court. Great. Court Jester. Great. Okay, how about... Oh, hang on. If there's gossip here... Aha, if there's gossip here, let's look up Gwyn Roottrees. Because... Gwyn Roottrees. Shit. Did I spell that right? Yes. And was that what she was known as? Gwyn Roottrees. I just thought, like, maybe that would... maybe not. What about this? What about in the Butler Country Times? Okay. Alright, fair enough. What about in Business Watch? Nope. Okay. Damn. I thought I might have been onto something there because she was like an actor. Like... But maybe not. Okay. Okay. I was just on something. I was looking at books. So, because I had some other books I wanted to look up. There was here we go. Self-portrait, Art and the Beauty of Women by Carolyn Madsen. Morden. What the fuck? Okay, here we go. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. I had it already. Skip. Thank you. Thank you for letting me skip it. Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Okay. Mostly black and white pictures of Carolyn's art. The centerpiece is a series of full-color nude self-portraits. Can we get pictures of that? At different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. They certainly have not been added to your evidence. No! In the intro, Carolyn talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and her cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who she calls completely bogus. Their marriage has led her to double down on her passions, art, and the environment. She even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against the Roottrees company's effect on the local environment and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, to make changes to policy. This is very useful. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments in her life, all negative, and that the only good thing he ever gave her was a daughter, leaving them all behind for good, pushed her to pursue her true loves, art and the beauty of women. Okay, we've got a lot of shit here. So Carolyn is the daughter of Zach. So we have Zach in here somewhere. Was it over here? Yes. She's the daughter of Zach. She also went through a split up. So here, this must be the split, because there aren't many splits. So you must be Carolyn. Carolyn Morden. And I mean, this is the Morden family. Yeah, that's the Morden family. So yeah, Carolyn Morden. And you split up with Mark. Mark Landon. Wonderful. Well, hold on. There surely aren't many Landons. Didn't I see a Landon before? Did I? Stephanie Landon? Is that who you are? Stephanie Landon. Wait, is Stephanie Landon Stephanie Jones? Oh, shit. Hold on. That's you, right? You're a politician, right? Politics. And you were married to Brian Jones. Who's this man, I think? Hang on, but Carolyn is mother. Carolyn is artist. Oh, had two mothers. Okay, because Mark... I see. So, hang on. No, you're not a you're an artist. You're an artist. Because then that's why she had two mothers, because Mark and Carolyn split, and then she had another mother. What did we have about her other mother? Her mother Carolyn, local artist, blah blah blah. I don't know her other mother. At least not right now. I didn't have anything on deduction, right? Angelica Morden had twins. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the... Oh, no. The self-portrait. Eloise and Stephanie. So Stephanie, who's Eloise? Is this Eloise? Ah, her mother might have been Eloise. Aha! She dedicated it to her wife and her daughter. I think we're cooking now. Okay, how many do I have in here? We got Stephanie politics. We have you as an architect. Do we have another that has a picture in it? No. Okay, so I think if I can like get one more thing, I might be able to confirm some motherfuckers. Or if I can just get what she is, right? Was she the CEO? No. Was she a housewife? Oh! Hell yeah! There was no twist with them. I just... Because they came from like, there was the first housewife in her family or whatever, right? Oh. Hell yes, dude. And we locked in Eloise. We locked in... Oh. Dude. Dude. Look at all this stuff we're locking in. Okay. Why is there a password
It's time
here?
for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45.
Okay.
It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottrees' belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why.
Is that because
For
we're
article,
getting evidence?
Search online for WRTD News.
WRTD
Again, that's
News.
WRTD.
WRTD News. WRTD News. And then we'll just go Carl Roottree. WRTD. What about that? Hello? News. Roottrie. Framed. What the fuck? What was that? You heard something odd on WRTD radio. The photo you may have given... You were given may have been stolen from Carl's office. The newscast mentioned you could search online. Oh, maybe I literally just search here. WRTD News. During the news segments, they have been talking about a plane crash. The most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office. During the interview, it's revealed there wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with a key to the office took the picture. So, I mean, we might be getting hired by a Roottree right here. To the office, took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. This means it was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist, however, also goes on to posit the culprit had an alternative agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say they have it in their possession. A comment below the article says, "Don't believe their lies. This is just another instance of the Roottree curse being a real true thing." And I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture has evidence on it. The Roottree curse sounds interesting. Aha! There's a long, rambly conspiracy website with very small, very red text on a black background that says the Roottrees are cursed. It has been very recently updated with the following. With Carl and Brenda and their girls, that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottree company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was... Okay, Guy. There's someone named Guy. Guy... Well, whatever. Guy's car was hit by... Guy... Roottree? Hit by drunk driver. Prez. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Well, he was sick, right? Now this just... So he was Prez number 3, I think. And Kyle died in a plane crash. There's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. The secret message meant to subliminally scare people away. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corner simultaneous 4-day time cubes. The author of this site seems to agree. An entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff. Like Chris Rafferty? Like, I'm just thinking, like, we know there's some Raffertys in the family. Where are the Raffertys again? Here. Clark Rafferty? Could there be a Chris Rafferty here somewhere? Hang on, well, I can just look. Chris Rafferty. There is indeed a Chris Rafferty. So, I think one of them is going to be a Chris Rafferty. Asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that proof was fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. The first entry is from 1996 and has a blurry picture of the Roottree Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by the website's author from behind a fence and through some trees. It seems that Operation RT-29 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29, 1996. All images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. I don't think Thomas Overwood is going to be related, but let's look him up. Different sites about mysterious texts and curses. In addition to the Roottree Curse website, you also find one, The Truth Behind Spirit Cola. Spirit really stands for Satan's Plague is returning in 2000. In the year 2000, anyone has drunk Spirit Cola will die. Another website is Stock Markets and the Devil's Numbers, which claims that multiply any stock's price by 666, then also multiply the current year by that same stock's price, then add the 2 numbers together and divide the entire total by the stock price. And finally, subtract the current year, you'll always end up with 666. So stupid. Okay, Operation... I mean, I'm putting a lot into this stupid motherfucker. More conspiracy websites. I'm going down into a rabbit hole. This game is doing something so interesting in that, like, I'm literally going down conspiracy rabbit holes right now to get any information I can. It's really funny. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it's possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day so long as it isn't discovered until after the day is over, and that every 4 years on a leap year, the Roottree Company hosts meetings with foreign agents who conspire to poison our children. Their proof is that Roottree candies contain polyglycerol, whatever, an ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it first released. They claim it is added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children that have already eaten Roottree candy in the past. You do an additional search for polyglycerol, and seem to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. Yes, okay, great. Okay, well, I think this was a dead end. I think. But we do see that Guy was... Oh, man. So we have information. I mean, Guy was President 3. He was hit by a drunk driver. Man. But yeah, so we know now President 4 and President 3. We don't know President... Oh, we do know President 2. We know all of them now. We know Zachariah. So yeah, it goes Elias, Zachariah, Ernie Jr. or whatever. Or Guy, then Ernie Jr. and then Carl. So we've got all of the presidents' names and what happened to them. Not that they're how they died is it doesn't matter here. Man, I'm scared of the final whenever we get to the final stuff, but let's not worry about that right now. Because right now I feel like I'm putting all the pieces together. I'm still not confident on this Elias and this Elias. Okay, well, is there a Guy Roottrees? No, so he might have a different name. What about Guy? Let's think. Butler County Times, Guy Roottrees. No, let's Business Watch because okay. Guy. We need... Well, hang on. We might be able to find out his name just by doing this. There's not going to be many people named Guy, right? Guy Hudson. Guy Hudson. There we go. Guy Hudson. There we go. Along with his twin sisters are no strangers to the public when it comes to Roottrees snacks. Twin sisters. Hang on. We know... Was it Angelica that had twins? Who had twins? There's so much stuff. Someone had twins. Okay, hold on. Well, let me look for Angelica first. Do I have Angelica here anywhere? As like its own thing? No, okay. So, I can't like control F in this game, can I? No. I wish I could like search through my notes. So, okay, brother. Hang on, also it could be in deductions. Oh, Angelica Morden had twins. Okay. Well, but hold on. Twin sisters. But I mean, if these two are the twins, then there's no. This is 3 kids. There's only a few things that have, only a few people who have 3 kids. I think it's basically the main guys, and then Clancy had 3 kids, and then I think this is the only other one with 3 kids. Why do I think this is Angelica Morden? Morden? What do I know about Angelica Morden? Hang on, have I Googled Angelica Morden before? Angelica Morden. No. Nothing there. I don't know. I don't remember why I know this stuff about Angelica Morden. Cause like, couldn't this be Angelica Morden? It's probably because of Zach. That must be why I know stuff. So let me look back at Zach stuff. Okay. How do I spell Zachariah? Well, actually, hang on. I think something just said Zach. Show text items. Oh, useful. Zach. Let me just search Zach Morden. Zachariah? Is that how you spell it? Hang on. It doesn't have that H where I put it. Zachariah. Well, he is also a Zachariah Morden. He was also a president, right? Son of James and Gwendolyn Morden. Son of James and Gwendolyn Morden. Wait. No, it's got to be Gwendolyn Roottrees. Yeah. We're good. Son of, and she would have to be a housewife because that's all of them were housewives until the actress, right? So she needs to be a housewife. And then we had Zach Morden. Oops. I keep alt-tabbing because like this game is immersive enough that I think that I'm still on this like fake computer. Son of James and Gwendolyn Morden. Grandson of Elias Roottrees, yep. He's quoted saying, Elias entrusted me with carrying on his legacy, and that's what I plan to do, along with 5 pieces of chocolate. Okay, so where I got it from probably was in the book about when they were talking about who was going to take over. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Firstborn 5-piece. Firstborn son. Okay. Wait, yes. Okay. Great. Angie's older than Zach. That's why. Angie's older than Zach. So Angie can't be this. That means these must be the twins, which means there must be more twins here. There's gotta be. There's gotta be more twins. I can't believe searching Zachariah Morden, you don't get anything. Did he come up in the things? No? Okay. Alright, well that's fine. Because we got a lot of information there. We have some... So, like, if we could put pictures in here for that one and, like, Clancy Jr., you know? Like, if we could get any of the... And that one? Okay. Because I think I can start to piece some things together. So, like, look, we're going to do it. We're going to do it right now. Some of it's going to be trial and error, and that's fine. This is the one that has Lauren in it. So we're looking for Zach Morden, who was the president. So is this Zach Morden? Because this whole group here is her siblings, right? Because she had 3 brothers. Yeah, so these are her siblings. This is Miracle. Neither of them can be Zach. So this has to be Zach. Because he's also... Yeah. This has to be Zach. So... Next, we have the 5 pieces. So there's a blonde one and a dark-haired one. He has sort of red hair, which doesn't really help. But you are very blonde. So I'm thinking your mother was very blonde, and the other mother was... Yeah! Oh, boy! Fucking genius, man! I locked in no optional entries, but that's genius, dude.
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it, but I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. I guess that means I've officially confessed.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're getting this out of the way.
I'm a Roottrees. I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more. In person. I'll return after 15 more blood relatives.
Cool. Awesome. I wonder if she's, because Brenda didn't die, right? Wasn't it... Who died? Was it... I think it was just Carl and the daughters, wasn't it? So could it be... Let's see here. Oh, and their parents. Okay, no, Brenda did die. Unless Brenda didn't die and we just think. Okay. Regardless, I'm so satisfied with that. That was such a satisfying, like, to be able to piece together like which pictures go to. Oh, that was so good, dude. How many more things do I have, like their occupations and stuff with them without a picture? I wonder if Angelica Morden is also a housewife. Because I wonder when, because if no, I think she might have to be. Because if Angelica's older than Zach, and Zach is the firstborn son, and this is the first child. So I think Angelica is the oldest daughter of the oldest daughter, which would make her one of the oldest people in this whole generation. And Lauren, I believe, said in her book that all of the people before Gwyn were housewives. So I think this means that Angelica was a housewife. I think. So if that's the case, we need a picture of Carolyn. Wait a second. Do we not have a picture of Carolyn? Wait, is that the one? Where's the one with this one? Yeah. Yeah, she's the cool hippie woman. Yeah. Okay, great. That might help a lot. So we've got that. If we can put Angelica's picture in there, and then if we can try to find Clancy's picture or Elias. Oh, no, I think Clancy. So Angelica, housewife. Okay, so we're looking again at the Lauren photo. So so one of these is Sam. Is this Sam down here? Because these are the brothers, I think. Which means one of these two could be her. Because she's got to be older than him. And she looks like him as well. So I think this might be Angelica. Man, she had some red-haired children. Like James Morden must have red hair. And then if we can get one of her brothers is the professor. This motherfucker looks like a professor. Because we know Eli is the one that looks like his dad. So I'm so fucking clever. Holy shit, dude. That's great. That's good shit. Oh. This game is so satisfying. Like, to have locked down this whole family tree here, that's really satisfying. To have figured out who she was, you know? And so we've got two of these siblings, which means we've got two left. One of them is Eli. This one's Eli, which means this one's not Eli. Whoever her other brother is, that's not Eli. Which I feel like we've gotten the name before, but I don't quite remember. Head lawyer, Clance Trust. We need to start looking up Clance Trust. Let's look it up in here. Occasionally more recent references keep in. It's clear that it allows the entire Roottrees family to earn money based on the profits of the candy company. The first article you can find, 1943, mentions that the infallible legal aspects of it were designed by Clancy Edward Roottree to secure the future of his father's famous name. Okay, great. So let's do Clance Trust here. Clan said, thank you. is highly unusual corporate arrangement, highly unusual, named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son and the Roottree County Company's head lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth, and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers... Okay, cool. The actual numbers have never been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. Clancy Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover about is from a university law school, which apparently has a guest lecturer talk about the Roottrees versus RR in 1994. While looking into the Clancy Trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. Okay, this is some useful information. The Roottrees versus RR, is that... I'm an idiot. Can I just search that? You find very few details about this particular incident with regard to the Clancy Trust. A student that attended the lecture about it wrote the following on a legal oddities website. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clancy Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. So RR was talking about someone who was born out of wedlock. So RR could be... Man. RR could be... I mean, how many R's do we have with the name Roottree? I mean, we have Riley and Raina, but I doubt it was them doing it. Roottree. Roottree. Robert Roottree, Ronald Roottree. I feel like I haven't even heard those names before. But someone born out of wedlock, so this person? Possibly? Is the person that they said committed a grave crime against the family or whatever? I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll also look up the 5-piece guarantee. In combination with the Clancy Trust was Elias Rootree's attempt to ensure that the Roottree County Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Rootree's president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. It's always locked. You're not saying it's the same as it, but rather it will stay the same distance from it. So it's all like the same. So it's like if it's 25 cents a year and you're being paid, I don't know how much people get paid. I'm just going to put a random number, $100,000, right? It's going to be more than that. But let's say it's 25 cents a year, you're getting paid $100,000. If it goes up to $1 a year, you would then be getting paid $400,000. Is that what it's saying? Combined with the Clancy Trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president. And he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated both online and in person by economics. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Let me go periodicals, business watch. Let me see the 5-piece guarantee here. Nope, really? Crazy. I just thought like it's a business type thing, but I guess it's more law related. Okay. Alright. Well, that's fine. Well, I learned about that, but it didn't really help a ton. I want to look up some of these people that I just heard about, like Ronald Roottree, that I just found out they existed. Okay, what about Robert Roottree? No? Nothing? Nothing online about these two. What if I just search RR? Nope. Okay. Law. Okay. All right. Jeez, man. There's so much. What if I start searching stuff like the free spirits? Like, I wonder if it gives us any extra information about them. I didn't mean for this to be a capital I. I was trying to find that. Know the free spirits. Okay. Know the next generation. The next generation. Oh. Genius. Genius. Because obviously when I was typing it, I would be like, if this was real life, I'd be finding stuff about Star Trek. That's fucking so funny. I love whoever, like the people who made this game. So funny. You know, I haven't searched stuff like just Roottree candy, you know, like mixed in with recent news. There's a lot of results for Roottree's extremely popular candy products. Their official website is unstable due to the traffic it's been receiving. History section that manages to work monetarily. Founded. Yeah, I mean, this is all the stuff that you'd. It has no CEO and no stockholders. It's run by a president. Okay, that would have been useful to have before. With inputs and votes from extended family, site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottree. The product that put them on the map was 5 pieces. Sister company, Root. Yeah. Okay. Have I searched in business watch for just like Roottree candy? No. Okay. And have I searched Root? Yeah. Were there any other companies that were started up that I can remember off the top of my head? Also, it was talking about like Anderson Maple or whatever. Anderson Maple Farm. First Anderson Maple Farm. Famous picture of Elias. Yep. Produced only syrup. Got it. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these stuff are things that they expect you to learn at the very start, I think. Man. It's funny, there's so much that I know, like, I just know I'll be able to find so much info. This has 12 things linked to it. Like, that's crazy. That's insane. So, what do we know about Clancy? We know enough about Clancy. Look. Elias C. Roottree. I want to find Elias C. Roottree. Really? Nothing? Nothing at all? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing there? Nothing here? He wasn't even on Teen Blast? I want to find out about Eli. Because there's so much. Gwen is Gwen. She came out of the divorce with her head held high. Meet her kids. Yeah, so she has 2 kids. I know she has 2 kids. She has her 2 boys, right? And I don't know which one's younger and which one's older. I think this guy looks younger and this guy looks older, but that's film school. Like, I don't think that's gonna help, but film school. So about Gwyn, is her name Gwyn Rootree? Yeah. Highly publicized divorce, but I wanna, like, I can't believe that Gwyn Rootree hasn't been like mentioned in Teen Blast. Like even like a really old version of it. I want to find out more about her divorce. Like, it just, Guys Like Us, Christmas Mission. Guys Like Us, Christmas Mission. Guys Like Us. Okay. Secretary cut their hair, posed as businessmen to get ahead in life until one of them falls in love with their client and Harry. Stars Gwyn Rootree, Leslie Florence, and Harrison Lane. Guys Like Us, Guys Like Us. Yes, okay, I get the pun. And what was the other one? Christmas something? Christmas Mission. Okay. So let's search Christmas Mission. Is on a page called Flops. It's a war movie about World War I released in 1955 that received poor reviews and lost studio money. Gwyn Rootree had a role as the soldier's wife who wrote letters from home. Incredible true story, but no record has ever been found. Okay. Gwyn Rootree. I mean, yeah, so she's in a flop. We knew she was in a flop. Let me just look here, because I got these books, right? Alphabet Davis and the Erased Names of the Genesis. Alphabet Davis ends the beginning of the Young Alphabetical Adventure. Family Doku. I was just trying to see if, like... And why do I have a password? Also, I have a Game Boy. Dead? What did that say? The Roottrees are dead. Right. I mean, that's cool. But... Family Doku. I wanna find that book, you know, like, but we don't know who the author is, so. Hang on, this one. Alphabet Davis. What? Reverses by Alphabet Davis. No, Alphabet Davis is... Look, I don't think this is related to anything, but we gotta try it, right? Alphabet Davis. Reverses? Reverses. Yeah, okay. Well, I tried. I wanted to see. Rolling on down to the city. Apparently, there's a lot of clues here. I think the great grandson of credit to Peter Janowicz. There's the notable Roottrees. We're rolling. Apologies large. I mean, yeah, that doesn't help. I don't believe. I don't see how any of that helps. You say there's 6 things here, which, I mean, I did get a decent amount from this. But man, there's like so much, dude. I'm starting to hit the wall where you have to. Okay, Butler County Times. Hang on. There's a quote here from Butler County Times. I just wanna. I think we've looked it up. I think, but What does it say? Captures the evolution of perspective. Okay, capture. I think that's where we found it. Is it? No. Captures the evolution. If I search Butler County Times, captures the evolution. Like, I'm just trying to find the quote. No, okay. What if I search, what's the book called? A Life Between Wars. A Life Between Wars. They go into a bit of Lauren's history. She grew up around the famous Roottrees. She wrote some romance books. Now her diary is being released under the birth name Roottrees. The reviewer gives it a 4 out of 5 and claims it captures the evolution of perspective from adolescence to adulthood and a true feeling of change in society across multiple decades. They call special attention to the author's recollection of the days she heard that her husband Jacob died in the war and how times have changed in the more 20 years between the first and last diary entry. The writer of the review mentions that because the majority of the interactions in the book took place in Butler County, including many locations they personally recognize, it made everything feel more real and perhaps contributed to a higher score than it would have received otherwise. The end review, don't forget, you can find this at your local library. Okay. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really tell me much. It just tells me that, like, if I didn't already know that Jacob... What the fuck? Right, you can switch which one is the main picture. I prefer that one. But I mean, you know, I guess I could do that. No, I like that this one matches between all three of them. Any other ones that I want to switch? No, I like that one. Yeah, that one's funny. I do prefer that one. Okay, we have one more picture of Carolyn Morden somewhere. Oh my gosh. Did Carolyn Morden write any other books? Not that I can see. That's Carl. Damn, man. Okay. Well, you know what? I think this might be a good time to take a break from the game, because I feel like I've made some great progress in this session, and then at least next time I can come at it from more of a fresh perspective, and I'm not like in the middle of searching for something, you know? So this is a good time to stop this. I might make this all one video. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.